6 months in jail. The high-profile case of convicted Judge Tracie Hunter taking another turn. Despite a supportive crowd, Judge Norbert Nadel sentences Hunter to jail.
The dilemma of the double whammy hanging over her head. She's a judge and a public official.
You saw that breaking decision right here on 9 on Your Side this afternoon. After 6 months in prison, Hunter will be on probation.
She'll also pay sanctions and court costs. 9 on Your Side's Tom McKee spent the day in the courtroom. He's live with reaction from both sides of this case. Tom?
Well, certainly an emotional day. There was extra security both outside and inside this courtroom this afternoon. Access to the courtroom itself was limited, and deputies controlled the crowd that couldn't get inside and had to remain in the hallway. In the end, though, 18 people spoke on behalf of Judge Hunter, and attorneys had their final say before Judge Nadel passed that sentence that you described. Now, as has been the custom during the trial, Judge Hunter was surrounded by supporters as they left the courthouse elevator headed to Judge Norbert Nadel's courtroom. It was the same as she was escorted to her place at the defense table to join her attorney, Clyde Benton, for the 4-hour hearing. The bulk of it was taken up by those 18 people from all over the community that urged Judge Nadel not to send her to prison or to jail.
Every single person knows that Tracie Hunter is not guilty. Everyone in this courtroom knows that Tracie Hunter is innocent of everything that she has been accused of. And I would ask you, sir, to not send an innocent woman to prison. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how to make this wrong right. But I believe that in the wisdom and responsibility that God has entrusted to you, as well as our U.S. Constitution, that you do, sir.
I know this woman, and there is no way in my mind, there's not an ounce of blood in me or a hair on my head that believes that she would intentionally, on purpose, it's not in her character to break any law that would hurt this court, this city, or even this country. The one thing I've known about this woman...
Now, Judge Hunter's attorney and the special prosecutors in the case argued their points for or against jail time, with each side taking a very predictable viewpoint.
Evidence that you got from the community, shedding a light on the exemplary status of this remarkable woman who has done nothing but benefit society, with the exception of what the juror said she did with respect to counselors.
We tell our children all the time, you know, regardless of why things happen, there are consequences for conduct. I mean, that's the reality of the world. There are consequences for conduct.
Now, Judge Nadel took everything under advisement and then said the judge's damage to the judicial system and her conduct required the 6 months in the Hamilton County Justice Center. As you heard, he called it a sad day, and he said it involves what he referred to as a double whammy. Tracie Hunter is both a judge and a public official, and public officials are held to a higher standard. Coming up new at 6, reaction outside the courtroom just after this verdict was announced. Tom McKee on your side, live at the Hamilton County Courthouse downtown.
Thank you, Tom. Now here's a quick review of what happened today. A judge sentenced convicted Judge Tracie Hunter to 6 months in prison. When she's out, she'll be on probation for 1 year. She could go to jail as early as December 29th unless the judge in her case grants a stay pending the outcome of her appeal. Stay on 9 on Your Side for continuing coverage of this sentencing.